Hey, what's up, Street Talks? The Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So, one thing I wanted to share with you is this basic philosophical idea. If you know what your why is in life, you could almost discover any how. So, I got this from my best friend Nietzsche. The basic concept is this. If you know what you want to achieve in life, why you do it, and you have a strong desire for it, you will naturally be able to find any sort of way to actually achieve this goal. And so, for example, when I was a kid, I really wanted a car. So at the age of 15, I picked up all these odd jobs, started to tutor kids. I actually started a small business where I built custom computers, bought parts on Newegg.com, sold them for about $100 profit. And I hustled for about a summer, and I was able to buy my first car, which was a 1991 Sentra XE 5-speed. Got it from a mechanic friend of my mom's for only $1,200. And to me, it was the best feeling in the world, because buying that car with my own money probably brought me 100 times more happiness than if my parents just, well, I mean, my parents are poor, but let's say if somebody else just bought me like a BMW or something. And what I realized is in life, when you want something bad enough, you'll discover any way to obtain it. This is why a lot of, like, for example, people who are really addicted to drugs, they're going to find a way to obtain those drugs, legal reasons, ways, legal or not legal. And also think to yourself, in terms of entrepreneurship, the reason why I work so hard to build up my blog and to do all this street photography stuff is because I really wanted freedom. Like, I was working my 9-to-5 job and I was so frustrated and so, caught up in the bullshit of corporate life, and I hated it. And I wanted freedom so bad. And essentially I just worked hard and hustled hard to essentially become self-employed, and I think that was really the impetus which drove me forward. Now, a lot of people say in life having desire is a bad thing. And I think this comes from a lot of like Christian, Judeo, like Buddhist, Zen philosophy, where it's like, oh, having desire is bad because when you desire things, you're dissatisfied and sad. And the solution is to not desire anything and to do nothing. This way you'll never be disappointed. And I think this is kind of a shitty way to live life, because I think life is about desire. And I mean, obviously it's beyond just going out and buy a bunch of random shit that you want to buy. It's more about having the desire and the drive to do something, to create something, to become something, to make stuff. And this desire of wanting to see what's in our mind created in reality, it's a very powerful drive that we have in our lives. And now, whether our desires are good or bad, I think there's no moralistic absolute values in morality in terms of desires. I think it's just, are your desires authentic or inauthentic? And this is the difference. Authentic desires are desires that you truly want for yourself, and these desires are created by yourself. Inauthentic desires are desires that you get suckered into thinking that you want because we end up watching a lot of advertisements or something like that. So, for example, ask yourself, do I really want to buy a house? Or is it because society tells me I should buy a house? Or do I really want that fancy sports car? Or have I been suckered by society to think that by buying a sports car, I'm going to be somehow happy or whatever? Generally, I found that no matter how nice any material things you possess, you're going to get used to it sooner or later. I think they call this the hedonic adaptation or hedonic treadmill. And I discovered the best things that we discover in our lives that we never get really bored of is creating. So whenever I'm creatively, actively making new videos, when I'm writing, when I'm making photos, anything that I'm creating and making, you essentially never get bored of it. I mean, there's some aspects of it you might get bored of. So in photography, if you keep shooting the same type of thing, you'll get bored of that sooner or later. But the secret is to allow yourself to get bored of a certain type of photography, but not photography as a whole. And I think I got the idea from Nassim Taleb, who says, with reading, the secret is to get bored of a certain book, then put it away and to just keep reading other books, rather not to be bored with the act of reading. So once again, remember, in your life, your desires are a good thing. Don't seem to squash out your desires. Yeah, hustle hard to achieve your desires, and don't let anyone put moralistic judgment saying, oh, your desires are good or bad. Just listen to yourself, follow yourself. And I think it's more important to know whether your desires are authentic to yourself or inauthentic to yourself. And then just ask yourself, how bad do I want it? And what am I willing to sacrifice to get it? Right? So remember, hustle hard. Desires are good. And read more Nietzsche. Peace out.